This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 896. Stand Up Guys, The Virtues of Standing Meetings, by Laura Stack of theproductivitypro.com. And I'm Dan. Welcome to Optimal Startup Daily, where I read to you every single day from some great blogs on entrepreneurship. And we're going to hear from Laura Stack now, the Productivity Pro, as we optimize your life. Stand Up Guys, The Virtues of Standing Meetings, by Laura Stack of theproductivitypro.com. Quote, "One of my favorite tricks is to conduct most of my meetings standing up. I find it to be a much quicker way of getting down to business, making a decision, and sealing the deal." End quote. Sir Richard Branson, British businessman. In the white-collar world, sitting down all day is both a blessing and a curse. Sitting makes it a lot easier to focus our intellects, since we're basically in a resting but erect position. This also allows us to work uninterrupted for longer periods of time. But there can be side effects. Too little physical exercise, as opposed to the mental exercise we enjoy daily, worsens the natural tendency toward middle-aged spread and makes us more sedentary. This results in less energy, slowing our productivity. Sitting too much can also interfere with or damage the circulatory process in our legs. This is doubtless the reason why stand-up desks have become common. I love mine from IKEA. But who wants to stand all day? At some point, you tire of standing. Your feet and ankles hurt, and you still have to stretch your legs frequently. Ultimately, a mixture of standing and sitting throughout the course of the day may prove most advantageous, though the jury remains out on this issue. Be that as it may, some things you can do standing definitely boost your productivity. One is the stand-up meeting. Attendees ignore chairs, huddle together almost like football players, and talk as they would in a normal sitting meeting. Studies show standing meetings average 33% shorter than sitting meetings on the same subjects. They proceed more efficiently and usually end early or on time. And here's the kicker. They burn 50% more calories and actually have other positive health effects, including increased alertness. No wonder speakers and performers are always much more likely to stand than sit, above and beyond the need to be seen by everyone. It's no surprise that stand-up meetings run shorter than sit-down ones. After all, who really wants to stand in one place for an hour in even the most comfortable heels or loafers? There's a good reason the gluteus maximus is the largest muscle in the human body, right? If nothing else, physical discomfort forces us to confront and deal with our concerns more directly in a stand-up meeting. Other stand-up benefits. Besides saving time, stand-up meetings usually cover brief, simple subjects that rarely take longer than half an hour to discuss anyway. Sir Richard Branson actually prefers walking during meetings to simply standing, so the paths of his usual haunts are well trod by him and his associates. This burns even more calories and can up your energy in the process as it fights off sluggishness and helps you lose weight. Even motionless stand-ups offset the increased rate of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and other ailments that sitting too much can encourage. Those who've experienced both types of meetings have noted some disadvantages to stand-up meetings. If you don't provide everyone with stand-up desks, they have to bend over to take notes on their laptops, stressing their back muscles. And then there's the tiring and cramping of leg muscles when one stands too long, an avoidable issue when the meetings remain short. Some larger or less healthy people may feel the strain almost immediately, so it may be best to let them sit as needed so they can concentrate on the meeting rather than their own discomfort. Stand-up protocols. Alert your meeting attendees in advance that they will be attending a stand-up meeting, and remind them again when they arrive. Remind them of a stand-up meeting's benefits, and tell them they can sit when they need to. Before beginning, push the chairs to the side of the room, and set up visual tools like a whiteboard or easel to make it easier to transmit ideas. Short PowerPoint presentations may work fine for some. Interestingly, a Washington University study reveals that people act less territorial and more collaborative in stand-up meetings. This may be one reason stand-ups are shorter than traditional meetings. The researchers suggest this may occur because standers are less likely to stake out their personal space than sitters, making them less individual-oriented and more team-oriented. If you adopt stand-up meetings, you'll doubtless have to experiment with the format before it settles in. Do what works naturally for your team, whether that means sharing a cup of tea first or using a special board to determine who should speak at any given time. Keep in mind that attendees can bring little more than what they can hold in their hands, so taking audio notes with a smartphone or mini recorder may work better than taking notes by hand. Otherwise, the format should remain whatever you and your team have become familiar with, as long as that format remains logical when standing. Give stand-ups a chance, and if you need to modify them to half stand up, half sit down, or in some other way, don't hesitate to do so. Just find the happy medium that suits you all and saves time. You just listened to the post titled Stand Up Guys, The Virtues of Standing Meetings by Laura Stack of theproductivitypro.com. The thing about running your own business is every single hire counts. But finding great talent doesn't have to be a second job. You can reclaim your time and find top talent fast with Indeed. Indeed is the hiring platform helping over 3 million businesses worldwide to do it all. Don't spend hours on multiple job sites looking for candidates. Over 80% of Indeed employers find quality candidates the moment they sponsor a job. I especially love Indeed's Instant Match feature because candidates you invite to apply through Instant Match are 3 times more likely to apply to your job than candidates who only see it in search, according to US Indeed data. Indeed knows when you're growing your own business, you have to make every dollar count. That's why with Indeed, you only pay for quality applications that match your must-have job requirements. Visit Indeed.com/startup to start hiring now. Just go to Indeed.com/startup. Indeed.com/startup. Terms and conditions apply. Cost per application pricing not available for everyone. Need to hire? You need Indeed. If your business earns millions or tens of millions in revenue, stop what you're doing and take a listen, because NetSuite by Oracle has just rolled out the best offer we've ever seen. For the first time in NetSuite's 22 years as the #1 cloud financial system, you can defer payments of a full NetSuite implementation for 6 months. That's no payment and no interest for 6 months. 33,000 companies have already upgraded to NetSuite, and it's #1 because they give your business everything you need in real time, all in one place. And the confidence that comes with having all of your information in one place really helps to streamline decisions, saving you time, money, and energy, all thanks to NetSuite's amazing offer. If you've been sizing up NetSuite to make the switch, then you know this deal is unprecedented. No interest, no payments. Take advantage of this special financing offer at netsuite.com/startup. netsuite.com/startup to get the visibility and control you need to weather any storm. netsuite.com/startup. And a big thank you to Laura for sharing her work today. She's an award-winning keynote speaker and best-selling author of 8 books. Obviously, she's known as the Productivity Pro for good reason. Her engaging personality, combined with over 25 years of experience helping organizations achieve results, have made her one of the most sought-after experts and keynote speakers in her field. Laura has been featured in the New York Times, USA Today, The Wall Street Journal, Entrepreneur, and Forbes magazine, and has been a spokesperson for Microsoft, Danone, 3M, Office Depot, Xerox, and more. And if that wasn't enough, her client list includes top Fortune 500 companies, including Starbucks, Wal-Mart, Bank of America, GM, Wells Fargo, and Time Warner, plus government agencies such as the United States Air Force Academy, the Census Bureau, the U.S. Senate, and the IRS. So there's a lot to learn from her. You can come by theproductivitypro.com for a lot more. She's got her videos, books, store, newsletter, and blog all right there. Again, that's theproductivitypro.com. And that should do it for today. I thank you so much for being a subscriber or follower of the show and sharing it with others when you get a chance. All that really goes a long way to help keep this podcast going. So have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.